Shalom, brothers and sisters. So I thought I'd share one of my experiences from my time in Israel many years ago. There was a scripture, Matthew 23, verse 37 to 39. And every time I read this scripture, I remember that moment. And that's the beauty of Israel. And why the enemy wants to remove Israel and destroy it. Because when you're there, this is so alive. Even more so than it already is for us. We're delving deeply into it daily. So I went to Jerusalem, and I went up the Mount of Olives on the other side of Jerusalem, because so many reasons. So many. And I'm standing on the Mount of Olives, and I turn around, the sun is starting to set, and I'm looking back. I have photos of this, and I'm seeing the sealed east gate in front of me. The gate through which my Lord is going to walk when he returns for the final time. His feet touching down on the spot where I was standing on the Mount of Olives at the end of time. So overwhelmed with emotion and standing and looking out over the old city of Jerusalem in front of me. And I feel this overwhelming presence of God come around me at that time of day. And I feel the emotion behind what I'm looking at and what it felt like for Jesus looking over Jerusalem, knowing everything that he knows. And these verses immediately connect with that. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the one who kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to her. How often I wanted to gather your children together as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing. See, your house is left to you desolate. For I say to you, you shall see me no more, till you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. And it's a heartbreaking feeling. And I stood there weeping over Jerusalem, feeling what Jesus must have felt, saying these words, and knowing that one day he will return, and they will look upon him who they pierced, and they will say, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. But the weeping and the emotion I felt is for the fact that they have to go through this difficulty and this tribulation, this great tribulation that lies ahead, because they did not know the hour of their visitation, because they rejected their Messiah, because they turned their backs on the prophets and on him, because they accept an antichrist at the wrong time. So, yeah, that was very special for me, standing on the Mount of Olives, just sharing that moment with God, looking over that city. And that's why I am and will always be, as well as Jesus is, a Zionist, believing in Zion, the city that belongs to God, the place where he has put his name and where he will return to, the Mount of Olives, where I stood, where he will return, where he stood and will stand again. Pray for Israel. Pray for their hearts of stone to be swapped with hearts of flesh. Pray for the scales to fall off their eyes, that they will see Yeshua HaMashiach, their Messiah, and turn to him before it's too late. Pray for them. They need prayer, and the effective, fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. Shalom.